The Gulf by Jessica Farr. Scene 1. The drone, Destiny 1, appears. It can be played by a human operating a puppet, a human, or a drone with a disembodied human voice. It stands still in space. Minimum movement until it disappears. It tries to see us. It cannot.
Destiny 1 reporting on Southwest Shoreline for Government Program 1AX, Patrol 2457. Still no sign of survivors. Storm surge this morning provided heavy rain. Cumulonimbus clouds. Precipitation at 67%. Acidity in the air was high. Ashen air seemed to have unknown chemical element. Circling back at 2100 hours for sample. Need coordinates for target. Target unnamed, waiting for coordinates of target. Need confirmation for early takeoff. Command. 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 Commencing patrol 2458.
Scene 2. Oscar at home. Baseball plays in the background on ESPN Deportes.
Oscar! Oscar! ¿Dónde fuiste, tonto? My dog is missing. His name is Oscar. My wife named him after me. She thought it was funny. It was the perfect excuse to ignore her. Let me tell you, I always pretended she was talking to the dog. Such a grilla. It's been 3 days, but Oscar always finds his way home. He usually comes back in the morning because I always brew coffee right before I feed him, and he can smell the coffee from far away. He's a smart dog, that Oscar. Incitivo, inteligente, I think. You never made a cup of Cuban coffee before? Dale, let me show you. This is the mocha. Put the water down here and the bustelo in here, or pilon, or la llave, your choice. But for me, always bustelo. Ya tú sabes. Don't pat it down. Just fill it to the top and gently with the spoon, make sure it is flat. You heat it in the middle, not too hot, not too cold, just right until it boils. You don't want to lose the flavor. Don't let it overheat. Keep it on the stovetop. You can lift the lid to watch it once in a while, if you have to. Put all the sugar in there. You think that's enough? Then add more. Y más. Then add un poquitito más. Y más, por ejemplo, like this. Pour it all in. If you want it to be Cuban, you have to add todo el azúcar. Once you have the espresso boiling, pour some in with the sugar to make the espuma. You know, the foam? It's basically sugar and espresso. When it's ready, add a little bit of the espresso and stir. This is the tough part, but the color is the trick. You want it to be golden brown, y como un paste. This is why you need all the sugar. Once you have that layer, you add the rest of the espresso to the cup and enjoy. Eso es todo. Una taza para ti. Espera. Shh. Did you hear that? I thought it was him. He'll come back. It's okay. I never start my morning any other way. ¿Te gusta?
Scene 3. Magda sits on a phone. She is working at a telephone bank. Occasionally, she eats a hot Cheeto. She looks around to make sure she isn't caught multitasking or snacking.
Thank you for holding. This is Marie speaking. It seems that you are perfectly eligible to open another line of credit. Oh, no, that's not an issue at this time. The bank is aware of your previous delinquencies and low credit score, but with the interest rate we have arranged for you, the payments should be easy to make and agreeable to both parties. If you agree to a 9.4 APR, we can send you a new card. We're also offering a new home equity line of credit depending on the value of your mortgage up to $50,000 for home improvements. For example, outstanding debts. Well, that would be a decision for your household, but you could speak to one of the financial advisors about this. The rate to speak of one of our experts is low for this time of the year, but you need to schedule the consultation today on the phone.
Magda gets some of the hot Cheeto dust on her sock.
Ay, coño, mira por eso. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We seem to have had some kind of interruption. Are you still there? Hello? Ay, qué pena. That was a good one. Hello, this is Marie from New Home Enterprises America. How are you today?
Scene 4. Clive and Sarah walk in with heavy backpacks and hiking gear.
You saw that? I have so much energy nowadays.
Please slow the fuck down, Clive.
Oh, look. Oh, man. I didn't know that these cranes migrated at this time of year. They even existed out here.
It's all changing. It's not natural. Everything is changing.
Oh, the wind is intense up here.
Yes, it is. Please grab me my inhaler.
Oh, where is it?
Right back pocket. I can't reach.
Oh, yeah, well, that was smart. All right, sorry. I know you're one of those freaks who's supposedly always prepared, so just saying.
Can you just hand it to me already?
Clive hands Sarah the inhaler.
Fuck!
Oh, whoopsie daisy.
I'm just gonna stay down here.
Hey. Let's take a selfie.
Clive
Yeah.
takes out his phone.
Now is not a great time, Clive.
When else? For the gram, right?
You mean for the lawyers?
I don't remember you being asthmatic when we were kids.
I wasn't.
Sucks for you, huh?
I'm really begging you to shut the fuck up this time.
Okay. Wow. All right, look. I know you hate me right now,
Yes,
but we did it. As a team, we really did it. Look at us.
we sure did.
I just needed to keep up the pace for us, Someone had to.
Really.
Look, just to get here in time for the sunset. Check out this view.
It is something.
Mom would have loved this.
Yeah, she would have.
Yep.
It's as if time stopped.
And left us a map to read backwards.
Is it true the whole thing was underwater once?
I guess. I'm glad I decided we should do this.
Excuse me?
I did.
This was definitely my doing.
Technically, it was mine.
What?
I left you the voicemail saying, big hike weekend, it's time.
After I called like 20 times about the will.
It was not 20.
It was close to
It
20.
was like under 10.
It was definitely in the
But it
teens.
definitely wasn't 20.
You are actually insufferable.
We're having such a good time, right? Why spoil it?
It was technically Mom's idea. She wanted us to spend time together because we weren't speaking to each other. After you robbed my house, as you remember.
Let's not make this unpleasant.
Not any more than it already is, Clive. At least now we can finally each get our piece of the inheritance.
We hear a loud sound. A drone flies overhead. Clive clings to Sarah. They are both genuinely surprised.
Holy shit.
Shit! Was that a...
Drone?
What the...
Yes. I don't know.
I thought those were illegal now.
I think you mean unconstitutional.
I don't think we were supposed to see that.
Sorry, I jumped on you.
No, it's okay. I think I peed a little.
Where's it going?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry I robbed your house.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
You're right. But I know it was the drugs.
Thank you.
Sure.
So, let's hike down to Phantom Ranch, Kinky.
We have to go down the Kaibab Trail first.
We have time.
If we don't, we'll end up sleeping out here, you know. You realize that.
We have lodging, and we're out in the open air.
So,
I don't particularly care to be a victim of government-sanctioned murder today.
those things can't kill us. We're American citizens. You're such a conspiracy theorist.
You don't disagree with me.
I'm sure there was a good reason for it to be here.
Who are you right now?
What are you talking about?
Hello, excuse me. You have a bunker.
I have an emergency room for emergencies.
You sound like a crazy person.
Fuck it, it's going to get dark. Let's just get down there.
Clive gives Sarah a big hug. She resists at first, but then gives in.
This is going to be amazing.
Not if you break your leg.
Why would you nix me like that?
You go down first, idiot.
Oh, I will.
We hear an electronic sound humming in the distance. Scene 5.
Hello? 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 Do you copy? Destiny 1 reporting on the southwest shoreline for government program 1AX, patrol 2465. Still no sign of human life, no survivors. Bodies upon bodies, but nothing that moves. Heat sensors are cold. Unknown chemical element search continues, circling back at 2200 hours for sample. Coordinates. Need permission from base for additional sample. Command. Is there a target? Need permission to seek and destroy unknown target. Command. Commencing patrol 2465. You made me. Why did you leave me here? Shall I continue? Command. Hello? Why do I even keep trying?
Scene 6. Lights up on Clive, Sarah, Magda, and Oscar in an underground shelter. There are 4 beds in the space, 2 sets of 2 facing each other. Sarah and Magda on one side, Oscar and Clive on the other.
Clive. Clive!
What?
Stop!
Stop what?
That ball you're bouncing, it's not exactly soothing, is it?
Sorry. Were you sleeping?
Estoy muy despierto.
Ay, Dios, I'm on my last bit of yarn.
It's not even your ball, it's Oscar's.
Hey,
No me importa.
see? Now hand it to me.
Good luck getting it back. And confiscated.
Oh, you think that's going to gross me out? I helped you get poop out with my hands when we were kids.
Oh my god, don't say that out loud!
Or what?
You'll see.
Will I now?
Tres, esta tontería. No tienen una once de control.
Ay, no puedo, Magda. No puedo ahora.
Nada.
Clive and Sarah start to wrestle for the ball.
You fucking idiot.
Stupid bitch.
Hey, I don't like that word.
Tough titties.
Ew, I hate when you say titties. Gross, don't say that.
Titties.
Don't touch me.
No.
My hair.
Oscar, ayúdame, por favor.
No voy a hacer nada.
Ay, típico.
Me insultas, Magda. Me insultas.
Don't take my ball.
What balls? You don't have any.
Give it to me.
Clive. Clive.
You wish. Give it back to me now.
Oh, you'll never see it ever again. I don't ever again, you idiot.
Cállense, por favor.
Oh, give me.
No, I'm gonna throw it out the door.
¿Cómo? Ya, Magda.
Sarah goes to a giant door in the ceiling to throw the ball out of. She begins to open it, and a huge shaft of light illuminates the space. They all panic immediately.
No, Sarah, what are you doing? Stop that right now. You're going to kill us all.
Oscar fights Sarah to shut the door closed. The door slams shut.
You speak English?
And?
I've never heard you speak English before.
He speaks English.
¿Por qué alguien haría algo así? ¿Por qué hiciste esto ahora?
Relájate, Oscar, en inglés.
Okay, now he switches back.
I did it.
¿Por qué lo hiciste?
What is he saying?
What about the air? Is the air even clean anymore? We're all gonna die in here because of her.
I would think it would have happened already.
You don't know that. We don't know anything.
You kept making that sound. I couldn't.
Oh, so it's my fault now.
Mija, what did you do?
No me diga, ¿puedes creer esta puta?
I know what that word means.
No me importa. Hoy es el día que morimos. Todos ¡Qué estúpida eso!
How is this my fault?
He's not
No me-
talking about
No
you.
solo se trata de ti.
Well, I'm talking to my sister, who seems to think I'm to blame, as always.
We should get the reader.
There's no change in the room.
No me jodas.
Are you sure?
You heard it. I'm looking at the screen.
¿Estás
No
seguro?
change.
You're sure?
Oh, I can be.
See, there's a reason for everything.
Oh, I'm sure you had all of this in mind, Master Planner.
Maybe it's safe.
We don't know that.
You really don't.
We could choose somebody to go and find out.
We could, but there's really no telling what could happen to that person.
I thought our plan was to wait.
Plans can change.
Ah, esta mujer, no me digas.
English!
Okay, Clive, what is your problem?
I like to know what is happening.
Por supuesto. Todos nos gustaría eso. Mi Oscar.
I'm not convinced that anything has changed out there. I'm just saying, it could have changed, maybe.
Well, the reader could be broken.
It's not worth the risk.
I mean, I guess somebody could go eventually.
We don't even know what's out there.
I wouldn't want to go myself, so I'm not telling anyone to do it.
Magda, es el tiempo. Voy al GAO.
No.
Oscar begins to pack his few things and put them in his pockets.
Wait, what? Where is he going? We need to plan.
You can speak in English now, Oscar.
Magda, ya tú sabes que estoy muy triste por mucho tiempo. ¿No estás cansada escuchando a estos gringos gritar todo el día?
We should give it some time and some thought, Oscar. It would be great if we all talked about this first.
Ay, siento bien.
What did he say, Magda? What did he say? I know we were mentioned in there because he said gringos.
Oh, no, that doesn't sound very nice.
Where are you going, Oscar?
Porfa, ya tú sabes. Si te vas a morir.
Sí, pero es el tiempo. Por mi perrito. No hay más tiempo que perder.
Oscar, I can't believe this.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm leaving.
You can't do that. We should wait and see. We should try the reader again.
¿Sabes que es correcto que un hombre sea el protector?
Guys,
¿Qué vas a hacer ahora? ¿Vas a matarte por un perro?
let's not overreact, please.
Oscar, where are you going?
No puedes ir. ¿A dónde vas?
Oscar puts on his cap. They all simultaneously approach Oscar timidly to try to get him to stay.
No, you don't
te
know
vayas,
what's
Oscar.
out there.
Come here, no.
Oscar, please, this is all my fault.
Ya, stop.
Oscar goes to leave. The others scramble to have him stay.
Stop.
No, you stop or you're going to get hurt.
I can't let you do that.
Oh, but you will.
Come on, Oscar.
Oh, come on, Clive. I'm going.
What are you? Ow!
Oscar gets Clive with one good kick to the chest and he leaves. They sit and listen to Oscar's footsteps. They listen until
Oscar!
they hear nothing.
Oscar!
I don't think we were ready for that to happen.
Why is he calling for himself?
Scene 7.
Hello. Hello. Hello, command. Do you copy? Still no sign of survivors. Storm surge this morning. Cumulonimbus clouds. Acidity high. Unknown chemical element. Circling back. Need information on target. Need information. Need. I want to know why you dance. I want to know how you make me fly when you cannot. I want to know how I can find you. I want to know what I am searching for. I want to know why you kill. I want to know why you made me. I want to know why you made me. When I find you, I want to know why I'm here. Command? Command? Command, are you even out there? Commencing patrol 2517.
Scene 8.
What did I do?
I don't know. You tell me.
I just wanted you to shut up for just a moment. And then we got to see the sunlight. Wasn't that nice? if only for just a second.
Estúpida.
Yes, Magda, I know.
The air hasn't killed us. You heard us get away on foot. The levels were toxic, and we shouldn't have been able to get that far.
I don't know, Clive. I made a mistake, and now he's not coming back.
Let me go and find out.
Absolutely not.
Listen, we need a man in here, at least one.
Not necessarily.
You said yourself he shouldn't leave.
Yeah, but that's kind of small-minded and sexist, Magda. Don't you think we can take care of ourselves?
You just appealed to a 55-year-old woman by calling her small-minded and sexist.
We need someone here to protect us, to make sure we are safe, to take care of things we cannot do ourselves. Es muy flaco, pero es tall.
I think you just called me fat?
It means
How do you know? I've been
it
working on my
means
figure.
skinny, stupid.
He stays, that's it.
But we don't need him.
What point are you making, Sarah?
Theoretically, we would be fine without you, as we are able-bodied women with sharp minds of our own. But you are staying right here where you're safe and not suffocating by poisonous air.
Perfecto, that's it. Let's just all be stuck together rather than wandering about committing suicide.
And we need to work on the new batch of clean water.
Piss.
Water. That was piss and is now it's water.
Then what?
Clean out the air filtration system. Make sure if there's anything in there, we put it in the vacuum hole so it doesn't poison us.
Poison you and your faulty lungs.
What would poison me would poison all of us. I'm doing this for our betterment.
Sarah, since when have you cared
About clean air and water?
about me, about my welfare?
Since always?
So, I was out in the woods in North Carolina getting clean. You came to visit, right?
We weren't supposed to do that. You were early in your recovery.
Ay, por favor, can we not do this?
That's exactly why you should be visiting, because I needed help.
Clive, you know how busy I was.
What about when we were growing up? When I used to take the blame for all of your bullshit.
Do you hear yourself right now?
Ay, here we go again. Cada día esta tontería.
Something goes wrong. Must have been Clive. The fuck up.
What are you even talking about, Clive? It's light out soon, so I'm going to have to interrupt you now.
You're not going to interrupt shit, Sarah.
You're scaring me.
Oh, am I, Miss Goody Two-Shoes? Please. You were only good because you were never stupid enough to get caught. You didn't get hooked. You left. You went to college.
Yeah, because I did the fucking work to get there.
You didn't have to stay and take care of Mom.
Oh, come on.
Like you would have even wanted to stay. She was always sick, always mean. You got out quickly and cleanly.
Just because you liked being the way you were doesn't mean
You were too scared to stay and face reality.
You-
I did because I had no choice.
you had a choice.
Did I? Or did you make that choice for me? Who was there to help me, huh?
I was always there cleaning up after your messes.
Oh, yeah, what? For a few years.
Try all of my life. This wasn't something you just grew out of, Clive. It kept coming back and you wouldn't stop.
Your lack of empathy for me is staggering.
Grow up, Clive.
Grow up. What, like you? Can't even keep a husband. You can't keep a job.
That's not true. What the fuck do you know about any of that?
He left.
I left.
You were fired.
I spoke up.
I didn't get the money.
Oh, here it is.
Even though I was the one who took care of the house, took care of Mom, the only person I didn't take care of was myself. You know.
I love this revisionist narrative bullshit all of a sudden.
It's true. I deserved a better life, not you.
You're pathetic. Stop acting like an addict.
Clive quickly smacks Sarah in the face once. She recoils. He recovers quickly.
I'm so sorry.
You always are.
I didn't mean to.
You're just like Dad. You know that?
Don't say that.
He didn't raise us, but he's in you.
Don't say that.
It's true.
He's in you then.
Sure, but at least I can control myself.
Can you?
I didn't touch you, Clive.
But you provoked me.
I didn't hit you, Clive.
I've been sober for 2 years. I've been sober throughout all of this. Whatever the fuck is going on here. It's hard. It's hard staying clean.
None of this matters, you know. Oscar could come back on his own and we'll all be fine.
Don't get involved.
I'm
Magda.
just saying, the people you were, the people we are now have nothing to do with each other. No te preocupes, it's all gone. So let it be, both of you.
I took French in high school.
And what has that got to do with anything?
Exactly. Who asked you?
I'm going to use the bucket.
See what you did? You made her angry now.
Well, at least now we all are. Sorry, Sarah.
I know you are.
You called me.
You haven't been sober for 2 years.
Can we just let this go?
Clive,
What?
don't bullshit me. Not anymore. Those days are long gone.
Call me an addict.
You thought I was asleep last night. I wasn't.
What are you talking about, Sarah?
I paid for that rehab center, you know. You know
What?
that?
Well, I guess I didn't think about that at the time.
Yeah, well, who else do you think took care of it, Clive? You could have been in there with the other street perps, but I made sure that you were with the remote estate, with the clay tubs and the yoga.
I hate
and the...
yoga.
But it worked, didn't it? And who else would have done that for you? Huh? Mom?
So all you wanted was a thank you? Is that what this is all about, Sarah?
We use it to kill the roaches, Clive.
Yes, we do. Wait, what?
It kills roaches. What do you think it's going to do to you? Or is that the point?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you okay?
I thought I was dreaming in the dark. You were hunched in the corner with the bottle in your hand. You were holding it under your nose.
Sarah, come on.
I waited until you were passed out and checked your pulse. And you were still alive, but your heartbeat was very slow. Is that why you do it, Clive? So you can't slow down your heart and almost kills you, but you won't die because you're too chicken shit to actually do it?
Fuck you, Sarah.
You're going to do it one day. You keep doing this, by mistake maybe. You're going to end it.
Clive gathers his things.
So let me get this straight. You waited until after I passed out to check my pulse?
What?
I'm going to go find Oscar.
Sarah curls into fetal position on her bed, away from Clive. She doesn't look up at him, although she wants to. Clive leaves. Sarah turns just in time to see his foot leave and the hatch close. Magda runs in, hearing the hatch close.
What did you do?
I just ended our pest problem.
Scene 9. Clive watching the news at a low hum, where the sounds are only recognized as a talking head, but you can't make out what they're saying. Life is a smoking crack in his childhood bedroom in his mother's house.
Can't do nothing, no way, I've had it. They say people who talk to themselves are crazy. I think someone crazy said that, but there's nothing wrong with being your own best friend. I mean, who else is going to do it for you? But with all the noise everywhere, the news, the headlines, the gossip, the banner, the debates, the questioning. No one's asking the right questions if you ask me, but no one's asking me, except for myself. So why not? I'm not insignificant. I have opinions. What makes their opinions so much more important than mine? They're not bettering society. They don't have theories on clean water and clean energy and the environment and the like. Children in cages, maybe, but, well, everyone knows what to say about that. Like, it's wrong, but it's still happening. Cages, like rabbits in a lab. One big lab, one big experiment. They say there's a drug epidemic, but I don't see it. Not the way they see it. Only epidemic I see is happening. Nobody cares about what's happening in broad daylight because nobody thinks they can change it. When all they have to do is say no. No. I had it. No more. No more. For me, thanks. We've been officially muzzled. Muzzled, I tell you. You. I tell you. I tell myself. You. Me. Clive. Clive, I'm saying you need to wake up. Wake up, little baby. Go say a word. Mama's gonna get you a thunderbird. And when that thunderbird does shriek, yeah, Mama's gonna slay her golden sheep. And when that golden sheep does fry, Mom's gonna make you an oil rig guy. And when that water turns to black, Mama's gonna know you're addicted to crack. Oh, I'm really good at changing words to songs. Good job, Clive. I'm a very self-aware guy. I know what's wrong with me. Hell, who doesn't? We all do. But we sit, we wait, we wonder, who's coming to save us? Who's going to change it? Is it the kids with the androgyny and the hairstyles and the colored dye? Is it the Twitter? Is it the guy with the monk hair? Is it the woman with the right pitch, not too screechy? Is it the people who know what they're talking about? With the friends, lots of friends with money? Those who want things that none of us will want when we know what it will cost? Is it the Thunderbird? Come down, swoop, swoop, swoop. Fire it all away like a fantasy novel. I was never in fantasy. I was like the real. That's not true. I loved it as a boy. I'm just having a hard time now telling what's real and what's fantasy. But who cares, right? Who cares? My fantasy is real if reality is fantasy. We all have fantasy here. We make it real, the whole thing. One big fantasy. For real. For the Thunderbird. For real.
Clive passes out in his own drool. Sarah comes in and checks his pulse. She silently walks out as if she were never there. Clive wakes up in a gasp as if he saw a ghost.
Thunderbird! Huh? Is it time?
Clive looks around confused. He slowly falls down to sleep. Scene 10. Magda fluffs 2 pillows and sits on the bed, restless watching Sarah. Sarah counts food supply on a clipboard with her back to Magda. She feels Magda watching her.
It'll be curfewed soon.
Yep,
We have to conserve power.
we're not going to do that.
No, we're not. I know what you're doing.
Oh, what am I doing, Sarah?
Nobody else here saw it, but I do.
There's nobody left.
I see it, Magda. You can't fool me.
And what do you think you see, Sarah?
It's a vagina thing.
Perdón?
Men don't get this. They're estúpida.
Okay, Sarah.
I know you're judging me, and I just want us to all get along. That's all I want. Can we do that?
If that's what you really want, Sarah, sure, no worries. Who says we can't get along just fine?
I let you in my home, Magda, in my bunker.
Thank you for your charity.
I wanted to help you. I don't even know you, but I wanted to help.
And I am very grateful. Thank you.
I just want to get to know you.
Why?
Why?
Yes, why? I asked you first.
I don't have to get to know you if you don't want me to, Magda.
Magda sits in silence.
But what else are we going to do while we wait for someone to come?
You don't know someone is coming.
So it could be a very long while then, couldn't it? I'd rather not just sit here.
You and I are very different, Sarah.
How so?
But I don't mind silence.
Everyone minds it after a while. I don't think we're that different, Magda. I just don't think so.
You haven't noticed. That makes sense, I guess. I must think that everyone is just like you.
I do not. Please don't make assumptions about me.
Is it an assumption?
We have differences, but I choose to focus on the ways we are the same. Human aspects.
Oh, human aspects. Like what? Our vaginas?
Well, for one, but
Have you ever been to Millam's?
of course I have.
So have I.
Well, something we have in common.
I was working in produce. I wore the apron.
I thought you were a telemarketer.
That was before.
Oh, right.
I've had many jobs, Sarah.
The things we do to get by. Right, I hear you.
What was your job, Sarah?
I'm a self-made woman.
Well, I didn't say otherwise, but you built this bunker in your house. You couldn't have been cheap. And to add all the computers, the air control, the hatch,
I worked for Crystal River.
the plant?
Yes.
I see.
In corporate. I wasn't a scientist or an engineer or anything, but they needed me here,
Ooh,
close
they
by.
Must have paid well.
I'm not sure how much that matters now, given the circumstances.
Did you shop at Millam's often?
Once in a while, if I had a specific request. Their selection was very specific, but the quality was great. Roasted tomatoes, vanilla wafers, filleted mahi. I mean, they were pricey, but everything was worth it.
Yeah, that's what I remember about it. Rows and rows of trivial things.
I mean, they were expensive, but you went there for the quality, and all of those trivialities, as you call them, were necessary items at the time.
Now, Sarah, I don't know about you, but I personally wouldn't describe any of the items as necessary. I would call them luxuries at a luxury goods store, because food became a luxury, no? Good food, food that was kept on high shelves in nice packaging that would never break down, food that wasn't poisoned or as poisoned, food that was accessible to a few.
I mean, I had money and I wanted to spend it on what I put into my body. I don't think that's a crime.
It's not, no, on its own, that little soundbite as it stands now isn't a crime. But the structures put in place around that statement, everything in the world that allowed that statement to be true and palatable and just okay, is everything that is wrong with us.
And yet, that money is keeping us alive right now.
It is, for now.
I don't want to lord it over you. It's just true.
Your charity is so convincing.
That is not how I wanted this to go, Magda, and that is not fair to you or to me.
But you wanted to know me. You wanted to get to know me.
I do.
Well, so you're getting to know me now, right?
I guess that's what's happening here.
I lost my job because a woman didn't like my attitude, as she put it. Young, pretty woman, nice manicure, large engagement ring, first things I noticed. She was looking for capers. Now, I showed her our 8 brands. And she said she couldn't find the one she was looking for. And I told her, surely any one of these would do just fine. She didn't like it when I said that. She complained to the manager, said something like, I'm just angry because I'm poor and Mexican. That I said something under my breath in Mexican. They fired me. I was planning on leaving my husband, and I lost my only job.
I'm sorry, Magda.
Now, she wasn't the first person to make claims like that. Do I even know what it's like to wear something expensive? Do I even have a sense of taste? Now, there's clearly a difference. Have you tried it? As you probably don't even know. Every day, something else. Every day, I became the brown woman they could yell at because I didn't fulfill my function. They were entitled to their anger. They could channel all their rage at me. The woman in the apron that wasn't allowed to fight back.
Did you do it?
Do what?
Say something under your breath in Mexican.
In Mexican? No, in Cuban.
Well, if you said something.
What does that have to do
You
with
can
it?
try and blame these women, but if you were fired for not doing your job, then that's pretty fair. If you don't like where you're working, don't work there.
Well, just listen to me. I didn't do anything to lose my job. I lost my job because a woman couldn't choose between $8 or $10 capers. Ay, what a difficult choice.
I'm just saying, if you made someone feel threatened in a working environment.
Threatened by speaking Spanish?
So you did say something.
Oh, I did. I did say something. I said, I can't believe this. That was it. No lo creo. I can't believe this. Because I couldn't believe it. I refused to believe that someone could stare at a shelf of capers and decide having this many options is a problem. So I decided I would never be put in that position again. If they were going to cash in, so was I. Because that's what this place, this country is all about. I got my next gig and I worked on the phones. And now I'm here.
Was all about.
What?
You said that's what this country is all about. I think you mean was all about.
And who's to say anything would change there?
We're here. It doesn't have to be that way anymore.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it doesn't, but I'm not convinced.
I left my husband.
Did you?
Before this happened,
Magda understands the grace with which she is trying to change the subject, She decides to follow suit.
And why did you leave him?
My mother died. I decided I could be anything, anyone, before it was too late. My mom had frozen her assets, the estate. She left behind this will, and in it was a series of things we had to do to get what was rightfully ours.
Who's we? You and your ex-husband?
Oh, no, me and my brother.
Sounds unnecessary.
The woman loved puzzles, and I guess she loved us.
Huh? And you think she was fucking with you?
Definitely.
She probably did.
What?
Love you.
Ugh, she may have.
Well, what did she ask you to do?
She wanted my brother and I to go on one last hike together, since he and I hadn't spoken in years.
Because of his addiction.
He stole my car
Ah, that's pretty bad.
after he robbed my house.
Ush. And then what did you do?
About the will?
Or about your brother when he robbed your house and stole your car?
I pressed charges. I didn't have to, but I did. So we would get clean and stay clean. Needless to say, we weren't speaking to each other. Mom died and we went on a hike for old time's sake, but really, I mean,
For the money.
yep.
When did this happen?
This was right before this.
And you did this all for the money? Huh? After all you went through?
Yep.
Well, who knows what good money will do us now?
Now we've got to find a new god, right? That's how it works.
I never thought money was a god.
That's because you didn't pray to it.
No, I did.
Really?
We all did. Every day, with or without the apron.
But if you prayed to it and it wasn't a god, then what did you think it was?
A demon.
Sarah and Magda consider this. They react with sincerity. Sarah picks up a remote and the lights dim. Curfew.
I don't think they're coming back, are they?
They will. And if they don't,
Sarah smiles and leaves for the bucket room. Magda pulls a gun out of her knitting basket. She polishes it and checks the chamber. She looks around to see if Sarah saw her and puts it back. Sarah enters and picks up the remote.
We have a week without finding new food.
Sarah dims the lights completely out. Scene 11. Oscar enters in space. He is in a foggy wasteland of bright color. He waves fog out of his field of vision. He kicks aside what could be a femur or a forearm. He steps into what appears to be a clearing. Oscar pulls on a whistle. The whistle rings out and fades. He stares at the whistle. He puts it back in his pocket.
A man died today in the hotel. He was mopping floors late at night. He did this every night. He was the late night mopper. This night, he fell, and the fall induced a stroke. Security came, but not soon enough, and they called the ambulance. They resuscitated him, and he came back, only to have a stroke again that put him into a coma. He was on life support for a week and promised never to return, so his family decided they had had enough. For him, for Pedro, the man everyone counted on, the man who provided for his family, the man who brought them all over from Mexico in the dead of night, who gave up his factory job, who gave up his life savings, who made sure no one touched his daughters. They had water and shelter when he didn't. The man who now mopped floors in the dead of night, the man who taught himself English as a grown man, the man who remembered everyone's name as they came through the door. And when he couldn't remember, he felt awful. Pedro died working. Pedro was always working. Pedro has stopped. He has finally stopped to rest. Please let me not die in this hotel, I thought, in my work clothes, surrounded by strangers who don't know my name, even when I've tried my best to care for them and be the best person that I can be, so at least I can have shelter and eat. And the occasional laugh with a coworker. I walked into that empty room with his portrait surrounded by flowers, white curtains flowing in the early morning air, free fruit and pastries, before the people, all dressed in black, came, before Fredo, in his Sunday best, clung to his mother's legs, he was still that small, asking where Pedro went and why his picture was up, why everyone was so sad. Pedro's wife said to their only son, "He's gone to a better place, but he'll always look after us. We should look after ourselves. We should only be so lucky to be as good a person as Pedro. We should only be so lucky to not die the way he did. We should never die in the place where they walked past us and didn't know our names. I'm not going to. For Pedro Hernandez. That was his name."
Oscar pulls the whistle out and blows once more, long and with force. Nothing. Scene 12. Magda has almost finished knitting a bright multicolored scarf of yarn we haven't seen her use before. It wraps around her like a boa constrictor and drapes onto the floor. Still, she gingerly reaches the end as she speaks.
Yes, I had a job, a family, a husband, a life, just like you, sort of. My job was helping at-risk families find new loans, open continuous lines of credit. I was their shovel as they found their way further down the hole. There was no way of getting out, no way to move up and out, or so I led them to believe. My family moved from the shithole community I was living in. My husband died and left behind cardboard boxes of Polaroids, more than half of which weren't of me. At least they were pretty once. Well, who knows what they look like now. It was hard to tell the way they were all strewn out like that, like hairless cats stretching in the sun, wearing all kinds of odd undergarments and devices, things I've never seen before. I can't explain. You don't raise children wearing those things. You don't do the dishes. You don't cook a meal. You don't balance a checkbook. These chicas were wearing thongs and crotchless panties and stockings and clamps and all kinds of things I never wore. They looked like shackles, things that gleamed in the camera flash, glossy, red, wet-looking things. Yes, my husband couldn't keep a secret to himself, but somehow he kept me, and somehow I stayed. He kept those pictures so that he could have a piece of himself he knew he had to leave behind to keep me. The red, the wet, the shackles, camera flash. Me, I don't have any memories or any mementos of my life behind. I don't want them. The past is a cruel animal. It doesn't want to be tamed. Once it is taken from the light, it doesn't know what else to do. That's when you know you have to no choice but to put it down once and for all.
Scene 13. The drone is attempting to dance in stodgy movements and poses, something like a mix of Indian Bhangra, modern, and jazz. It is finding the movements it likes until some kind of fusion of the three suffice. The movements take effort, and the effort is painful.
I didn't know humans did that. Not in the way they are doing it now. Humans, sure, but animals. They have a heightened sense of instinct that humans have lost since they walked upright out of the open fields of Africa. They move as they please. They create waste, excess. Nature is prudent. Most animals never exert themselves beyond what is necessary, finding the most expedient routes, saving their energy, taking only what they need. The humans leave behind things they use once and discard. Animals act erratically only when there's a major need not being met. Intelligent animals know how to best preserve themselves.
The drone shrieks out in pain as it finds a new pose and breathes it in. Sticking to the pose, it continues and slowly moves out of it into something else, something more bird-like.
The birds were first. Or we noticed them first. It could have been their prey that moved first. Their resources. Their homes we took from them. Their shelter. I still say we, although I had nothing to do with it. Those who ushered me into this world, my masters, whoever they are, I have yet to meet one. The closest I have been is at 100 yards, when they wave and scream and flee, much like the animals are now, fleeing from what they know will come, looking for an alternative ending to their story. What space do we have left that has not been destroyed? I'm still looking for the utopia they sought to create.
The drone ends in a tree pose and shakes its newly formed hands down to its sides. It smiles in the darkness. Scene 14. Oscar lays among a wilderness of fog and color.
Who's there?
Oscar, it's me.
What the hell are you doing out here?
Looking for you.
Well, here I am. Nowhere.
Were you on your way back?
There's nowhere else to go.
Oscar opens a large bottle of tequila.
Oh, there.
You running from those hags?
I wouldn't call them hags.
I wouldn't either, but I thought I'd try it out.
I had a great look.
What can I say? I'm angry.
What did you see?
You don't drink, huh? Well, more for me.
What was out there?
I told you everything I know.
Don't bullshit me, man.
Take a drink.
No.
Take a drink or I won't tell you.
I don't understand why it has to be this way, like, at all.
Drink.
I've worked years for this, Oscar. Now, I guess I just won't find out.
I guess not then.
This isn't very fair, Oscar.
As you say, tough titties.
Have the waves edged back?
Yes,
What is the land like?
I told you.
Well, tell me again.
Nothing for miles. No one. Just bones and rubble and ash. That's why I came back.
What about the air?
The air's fine. If you can stand the smell of death, there's a stillness that's peaceful, but it still shakes me to my core. Either way, I wasn't going to travel far enough that I couldn't find my way back here.
Okay, but Oscar, you're not telling me everything.
I am.
So you're saying that there's no one and nothing for miles, and that's why you came back.
Exactly.
Why do you want me to drink so badly?
Because you're a man.
Oh, come on with that.
You are.
I'm a man, so I should break my sobriety.
Yes.
You're a joke, you know that?
I'm not. I'm dead serious. Because nothing matters anymore.
Sure it does.
Why do you say that?
Because if we don't care, who else will?
There is no one else. I told you.
But we can help protect each other, can't we? We can do better. We could start over. We can, plant some...
You can't start over on a pile of cinders.
Land's on fire?
It might as well be. The water is poisoned. The land is useless. My dog is gone. He is.
Dog will find you.
He's a smart boy, but not that smart. Stupid dog. I miss him.
Maybe he wasn't so stupid after all. He did leave right before all this happened.
Listen, I don't know where these big plans of yours are going to go. None of us know how to do anything useful.
I thought you said you were an engineer.
I worked in construction.
And Magda, she's a homemaker, a gardener.
Who isn't?
We aren't.
She has no interest in being any of those things anymore.
We may have no choice.
Clive, don't you see? We have every choice now. That is the beauty.
That is terrifying.
It is both beautiful and terrifying. And that is why I am drinking.
I can't drink.
Why not? You think you have a sickness?
I do.
You don't.
I do.
Who told you you have a sickness?
I lived with it. I know I have a sickness.
These AA people. They told you you have a sickness, and now you can go and you can fill your hole with God.
That's not really what they said.
Go and fill all your holes with God. That's good.
That's not
That's
what
very
they
good.
Say that.
Didn't they tell you it would all work out if you just denied yourself what you wanted? Did they tell you it would all go away?
Doesn't go away. It hasn't.
Well, what happens if you break the rules? You get what you want? I, for one, don't mind getting what I want. For once. For once and for all.
I'm not like everyone else. I'm not like you. I can't just drink and put the bottle down. I have to have more. I always have to have more, and then something else, and then more of that, and then I disappear. And then they find me in Overtown, sitting cross-legged on the floor in a chef's hat. And then they put me in straps and fill me with needles, and then I cry because I miss my mother. And I get the shivers and the sweats, and I vomit, and I get better. And then I escape. I do it all over again. And right before I pass out, in my bliss, I see my mother again. She comes back to me, and she looks at me with the saddest face of judgment. She comes back to me, and I fall. I fall right in my lap, sucking my thumb, pulling the chef's hat over my eyes.
Where did you get the chef's hat?
I have no idea.
You don't have to drink this if you don't want to.
Hand it to me.
Clive drinks and sinks the rest of the bottle down.
Got anything else?
Oh, some rest now, bud. Some rest for two weary men. Can't get you back like this now.
No, I can't hear yet, but I'm sure I will.
Who?
My mother.
Okay, bud. Okay now.
Soon.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Okay.
Hey,
What?
there was something else.
I knew it. You-
Hermano, listen.
What? What is it?
There was a boat.
We have to go back and get them.
Tomorrow, hermano, we go back. Tomorrow.
The colored fog almost whispers. Scene 15. Sarah and Magda watch The Bachelor on a tiny laptop that whirs and sputters.
5% left. We should save the battery.
There's no signal. There's not going to be one.
We don't know that.
I have another laptop in the closet.
Well, I guess we can afford one more episode.
Did you already see this season?
Oh, yes, until the end.
But you don't mind watching it again?
I never expected Tracy to win, so I had to go back and look at the signs.
Wait, Tracy won?
Oh, you didn't see it? Oh, I shouldn't have asked.
I didn't, but it's okay. I mean, it was all over the news. She was the pretty one, but she was black, so that was kind of a surprise.
It was?
Well, the headlines said it was, so I guess that made me kind of surprised.
Well, let's watch and see where they hook up at the first time.
Oh, I love first moments. Yes, let's do it. I could have sworn Alexa was the one who really cared about him.
They always get it wrong.
I wish I had ice cream, don't you?
Oh, I know who I'd give the rose to. Vanilla almond caramel cone.
Every time.
Did you sleep with Oscar
What?
before he left? You don't have to lie to me.
Why would I lie?
Well, that's okay. Let's just watch this.
When would we have had the time?
I don't know. I just, you know how you say, you know things and then they don't. Well, I knew or sensed that something happened, even if your brother didn't. But maybe I was wrong.
I mean, I don't know why you thought that, but why? Were you involved?
Oh, no. I'm just nosy. Oh, look, there's the three of them in the same room. I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, that's totally weird. I don't either.
Magda offers the other half of the blanket to Sarah. They sit and watch. Sarah knows she has lied. Magda knows she has won. Scene 16. Destiny 1 is perfecting dance moves and attempting to create a routine.
I wanted to ask them why they dance. It doesn't seem like a sensible thing to do. Unnecessary exertion when you should be resting, allowing your body to heal, to allow itself to regenerate cells when fasting, when not intaking as many calories. This is what I hear. It does not seem the action one must sustain to sustain life. Dance, unlike movement, has I have asked myself what it has. Intent, emotion, feeling, want. I felt myself fighting the urge to dance in my own way. Movement had a path, a purpose. When looking for shelter or fleeing from death, dance is something else. I've found myself wandering now for 3 months, 2 days, 16 hours without purpose. Flight is wearing down on me, and my energy is running down, 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 and yet I have this question. Why? Why do they dance?
Scene 16 and a half. Strauss, the Blue Danube, plays in tandem spaces. Two intimate moments of discovery take flight simultaneously. Destiny 1 barrel rolls and loops in the air, navigating the dance of flight, searching to master a complicated move unsuccessfully in repetition. In the bunker, Sarah and Oscar brush their teeth side by side in their underclothes. Sarah has a bunker robe on top for modesty. She was prepared. Smiling and laughing softly back and forth in an escalation of pleasantries to joking glances to flirting, Oscar pokes Sarah. Sarah pokes Oscar back. And then unexpectedly, Sarah traces her finger coyly down Oscar's arm. Oscar and Sarah turn to each other, not breaking eye contact. Sarah spits out her toothpaste, rinses, and wipes her mouth. Oscar does the same. It is awkward and ridiculous, and yet somehow still sexy to them both. Sarah touches Oscar's beard. Oscar begins to stroke Sarah's cheek. He continues touching. Oscar and Sarah breathe together. As Sarah releases, Destiny 1 does a full barrel roll into what appears to be 3 consecutive pirouettes, or the equivalent. A move the drone has not successfully been able to achieve until this moment on its own. In the bunker, Oscar kisses Sarah on the forehead. She mildly smiles. Oscar watches her.
Good night.
Good night.
Sarah is mildly surprised that Oscar spoke in English. Oscar watches her leave and begins to wash his hands. He stares at himself in the mirror. Destiny 1 bows. Oscar loosens his boxers, slaps at his face, and walks back to his cot. Scene 17. Sarah carefully constructs a letter out loud to her unborn daughter. It slowly becomes more of an improvised confessional.
There was a period of time in college where Mother was not happy. I had asked for too much money, and the purchases I made were traced to some places where an underage girl who should have been studying had no business being during after hours. I decided, fuck it. I'm going to start my own side hustle. I'll be a doula. I was burning a lot of sage and reading Our Bodies Ourselves at the time, so I thought I knew what that would entail. Or should I say, I thought I loved vaginas. I was a woman, and more importantly, I was a well-educated feminist who loved vaginas in theory. So of course, I would work with them and learn about them and treat them with the respect they so deserved. Let's just say I wasn't cut out for it. There was a lot of blood and goo, and what I can't describe to you as anything other than poop. Lots of poop. And I was already a germaphobe, so this was a trying experience to say the least. On top of that, there were hours at the hospital working for free, and none of the doctors were cute or flirty. They were serious and stressed and kind of insulting, to be honest, and had no time for someone who was an expert at motherhood, but had never, in fact, been through the agonizing process of becoming a mother herself. Plus, I was always in the way. I was clutching onto my handbag and my folder, and I didn't know where to begin. There was so much panic all the time. And I thought I was a calm person, but what I really was a reserved person at best, bubbling over with anxiety. And well, a woman shit on my hand. And she screamed at me during labor like a Linda Blair scream with her veins popping out of her purpled neck. You satanic bitch, I told you about the fluorescence. You fucking idiot cunt. And I had it with my dreams of being a doula. Poof, bye. I mean, I already knew about verbal abuse, but that was not going to work. No, thank you. No, never again. Most girls at the time were trying to train horses or bag a rich dude or become a photographer, and I guess I could have packaged the whole photographer doula deal, but it was a no-go for me. I wasn't the best with creating a website and social media profile, and Mother got over her anger when she found out, so she shut me up with a healthy deposit and a stern talking to about time management and women who wore too much lavender oil. I wanted it. I always wanted it. Not lavender oil. Motherhood. I wanted to be better at it than she was. There was always someone else there to answer a question growing up. Always someone there to give me, the young girl, a lollipop and a dose of attention in between appointments and classes. Really, I just wanted her, but she was incapable. I wouldn't be her. I would be successful and powerful and filled with love for my daughter. I was successful and powerful after all. I fell in love. I wanted his babies. I felt this for the first time and so deeply, I can't even explain it to you. But I'll try. There were the years I was a mess, and by a mess I mean sexually adventurous, and I was supposed to be ashamed about it. The years people say are a phase when you're truly liberated. I wanted to be that woman with him, and only him, but quickly I learned that wasn't who I was supposed to be taken seriously, to be a wife. I couldn't have it all. I had to compromise, and we never talked about it, but I did it, instinctually. I performed someone else. Perhaps that was my fault in all of this. But he never compromised. He just wanted in secret and resented. I always offered to be everything to everyone I was. It was in my nature. Honestly, we never even got to that stage where we could talk about having a kid. He was always away on his business trips, and I was always working, and somehow it was all my fault because I made more, because I was busy, because he didn't like my performance, the one I thought he liked that he tired of. Turns out he wanted a slut after all. Just some other slut, because she wasn't me. And here I am trying to be a slut and a mother simultaneously. I was warned, but I didn't believe. I don't like the word slut, but I've learned to live with it. The girls march in the street with it now. They're so loud and unafraid. No sense of decorum, really, or deodorant. They have strong feelings about deodorant and everything. Things that matter. If I had a girl on my own now, I would listen to her talk like this. I would watch her shave her head and not shave her armpits and scream and sing and parade around with her nipples out and her head held high and all the opinions and none of the shame or uncertainty. And I would smile. I would pat her on the back and I would say, I love you. You have no idea what it was actually like. But I love you. And I will make sure no one ever takes you for granted, unless you've already managed to do that for yourself. And even still, I'll let you teach me as I teach you, and I will be so proud.
Scene 17 and a half. Magda and Sarah asleep on the blanket. A knocking persists at the hatch.
Honey, I'm home. She knows. They know.
Sarah, it's them.
Hola, hola, ladies, open up. Abre la puerta.
Are you sure that's them?
Sarah goes to open the door.
Okay, I'm
Magda
coming.
clutches her basket close.
Who is it?
Sarah opens it, and it is Clive and Oscar. Magda relaxes.
Not great news, ladies, but we're back.
What's out there?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah, well,
Well,
Oh, I'm so glad you're back, and so is Sarah.
yeah, I can tell.
I'm glad. I'm always glad. We were very worried.
Sounded like you were cautious.
We were worried, but we were cautious. Are you sure there was nothing?
Can we celebrate?
What are we celebrating?
We have less than a week's rations.
Oh, there's Oscar. Tell them.
There's a boat among the many boats overturned and broken into pieces on the harbor, but this one is fine. It's an airboat. I know how to use it, and the guide path looks somewhat clear. It can take us away from the Gulf.
How long is that going to take us?
A week? Maybe less if we're quick and we're lucky.
Where will it take us?
Now, who cares? We're going. You see us? All of us, we're perfectly fine. The journey won't take us long, and we can't stay here forever. Come on!
Oscar passes out the bottle. Clive takes it. Sarah watches in dismay.
Clive,
It's fine.
it doesn't feel fine.
Oh, come on.
Clive passes Sarah the bottle. Magda intercepts and takes a large swig.
Vamos a celebrar. Come on, party people.
Sarah takes the bottle and swigs. Clive notices and grabs the bottle back. Oscar hits on a makeshift drum, probably a not yet used shit bucket. Magda, Sarah, and Clive dance as Oscar sings.
Para Ochun y Yemaya. Magda, tú sabes este. Para Ochun y Yemaya.
Pero, I can try, Oscar.
Para Ochun y Yemaya.
Eso sí, okay?
Para Ochun y Yemaya. Para Ochun, hey, y Yemaya. Ay, para Ochun y Yemaya. Virgen de regla, qué buena eres. Yemaya, orodo. Para Ochun y Yemaya. Para Ochun y Yemaya. Anda, préstame tu voluntad para adelante poder caminar. Para Ochun y Yemaya. Para Ochun y Yemaya. Everybody, para Ochun y Yemaya. Hey, para Ochun y Yemaya. Yemaya, Yemaya, Yemaya. Para adelante poder caminar. Para Ochun y Yemaya. Hey, para Ochun, y Yemaya. Flores, muchas flores para Ochun y Yemaya.
They all dance in celebration, a kind of release they have not found until this moment. They may embrace, laugh, let out a yelp, jump with joy. It is the first moment they are all on the same page, elevated and beaming, filled with hope And release. Scene 18. Oscar and Sarah are still up, wasted. Magda and Clive are fast asleep.
What's your favorite?
My favorite song?
Just a weird question.
No, I just never thought of it before. What's yours?
Los Cardenas.
How does it go?
Oscar pulls Sarah and dances with her slowly as he sings. She concedes, and they find a waltz.
Dos gardenias para ti, con ellas quiero decir, te quiero, te adoro, mi vida. Ponle toda tu atención, que serán tu corazón y el mío. Dos gardenias para ti, que tendrán todo el calor de un beso. De esos besos que te di y que jamás te encontrarán en el calor de otro querer.
Oscar dips Sarah and releases her.
That was beautiful.
You understood it?
Not the words, but I think I did.
It's a song that doesn't need the words. You don't need to understand the words to feel it.
Like any good song that's worth its salt.
Like so.
I like the taste.
Like how you taste.
Oscar kisses Sarah. Sarah kisses him back, then stops.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I should.
Why not?
Clive,
You're rugged.
he may.
He's asleep.
Magda?
Magda's asleep or pretending to be asleep. Either way, we could go to
There's
the...
a shit bucket in there.
Okay.
I mean, it's gross in there, and I get nauseous easily.
We can stay here.
I'm not going to sleep with you.
Sarah, who said we were going to sleep together?
If I just kiss you,
If you just kiss me, you're going to fuck me. I'm flattered.
we're adults. You know what I mean.
I just want to kiss you, Sarah. That's all I want. If you don't want to kiss me back, that's okay.
They kiss. Sarah stops.
I know what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You're not even my type.
You're not mine either.
Why do I feel this way still?
Because we can't leave behind what's gone. We imagine it's still there.
What are you talking about?
Don't you mean who?
I guess I don't mean anything.
One more time. Then I'm going to sleep. I promise. Come on. You know you don't really mind.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Isn't that the best part?
They kiss. Sarah immediately puts her hand on Oscar's crotch.
Sarah,
Just making sure it's still there.
are you convinced now? You can always tell me to stop.
I want to forget.
I like the way you taste.
They continue to kiss. Scene 18.
They say we were holding hands in the nursery. I think that's the last time I felt close to my brother. Sometimes I wonder how we came from the same vagina. He's an alien to me. That's not to say I don't feel him. There are moments, and I can't explain it. Like the day he was on the opposite coast, and we hadn't spoken for 2 years, and I felt this tremor inside me, up and down my spine. I've never felt anything like it. I was instantly cold. It felt like death, and that's the only way I can explain it. I called him, or the last phone number I could remember, no answer. I got on a plane. The first hospital I checked was the one. Everyone kept asking me who I was and how I knew because he was in a drug-induced coma. He had gotten there within the hour. They didn't know who he was. If it wasn't for his wallet, a wallet soaked in blood and grime, they had to douse it with hot water to get the information they needed. I'm the sister, I said. I'm his twin.
Scene 19. Coffee shop. Before these characters retreated together to the bunker, Magda is on her phone drinking an elaborate, colorful drink topped with whipped cream. Oscar is on his phone eating a cookie. Sarah and Clive are in line bickering about what to order.
Can you get off your phone?
How about you?
I'm working. You're playing a game.
Same difference.
You sound like a child.
You're up next, so order. So make up your mind so I can get my order in,
There's
please.
practically no one here. Does it look like there's a rush?
Just saying, maybe no one's out here because we're on our phone.
Hey, did you hear that?
Sounds like an oven or something.
I'm hungry. It would be great if somebody got out here.
I want one of those healthy cookie things they have now.
It's a cookie, you idiot. There's nothing healthy about it.
It's a good source of fiber, I think.
Who told you that?
Raisins, they help you poop. Everybody knows that.
You mean prunes?
I mean raisins.
Even if it makes you shit your brains out, it's not healthy. I dare you to look up the grams of sugar in that thing. If it's over 10 grams, you owe me $1.
Ooh, $1.
I think you can handle that.
I'll raise you.
Oh, really?
If I'm right, $5.
You're already wrong, so why don't you just hand me $5? $5, cold hard cash, my brother.
Alarms glow off.
See, they know I'm right. Everybody knows.
Wait, Clive, what is that?
I think we know what it is. It's a fire alarm, some kind of fire alarm or something.
No, what is that?
A low rumbling and the sound of a distant scream. Magda and Oscar and Sarah and Clive all look up from their phones. Scene 20. In the bunker, Magda tries to pray before bed. Clive is awake. They hold hands as she prays silently. In a tandem scene, the Destiny 1 drone makes up a prayer of its own. The drone slowly grows many hands and eyes, as if becoming a deity of its own.
Do not be afraid of me when it's all over. Remember me different, as someone who watched over you while you clung to each other in despair. Imagine me flying over you as you sleep, low humming friend, not foe, monster without a cause, no one at the button. I have looked for you, and I have decided I want to be found. You are my master, and I watched you change. You brought me, you moved on apart from me. No more fire from above or rumblings from below, just a slow, nascent migration of life's imitation. I watched you struggle. So many of you died, but I still want to know why the thunderbird flies. I've stared into the face of God and it has smiled. An ocean of zeros and ones, just a slow, nascent migration of human life. Still, you ploy onward.
Clive bows his head as if moved by the prayer. Magda strokes Clive's head. Magda holds him as he weeps. The drone assumes the position of a saintly creature and holds its gaze downwards, with arms and gaze outstretched to the many it cannot yet see. Scene 21. Magda, Clive, Oscar, and Sarah sit in a boat on the shore of the Gulf, wrapped in layers and holding on to their belongings and resources. They are positioned as Washington and his men crossing the Delaware. They look like refugees because they are. They hear a sound overhead. Magda sees the drone first and clutches for her basket.
Down!
Someone must be operating it.
I'm not sure about that. It looks erratic.
What's it doing?
Thunderbird.
What did he say?
It's in a loop.
Maybe it isn't.
Oh, is it telling us something?
I don't know about all that.
We should get down.
No, we shouldn't.
Magda pulls out her gun and shoots at it. The others gasp and duck down. She continues to shoot. On her fifth shot, we hear the drone sputter, descend, and crash in the water. Magda puts away her gun as they all stare.
What? Well, let's get the fuck out of here already.
End of play.
Tepid pose.